Global Education Media presents Education Report on TV, the television program that promotes educational events and activities across the country for parents, students, practitioners in educational fields across categories, corporate organizations with products and services that appeal to the youths, government officials, particularly those saddled with the responsibility of managing education, and the general public. It also covers programs and activities in the educational sector, such as awards and opening ceremonies, school inter-house sports, collaborative engagement with NGOs, as well as corporate organizations, plus vocational and technical education, institution for people with special education needs, individual contribution towards the growth and development of education while celebrating success in the educational sector at all levels. For sponsorship and advert placement, please contact 0803-323-2771 or 0812-120-1359. You can also email us at info@educationreportontv.com or visit our website www.educationreportontv.com. Education Report on TV, promoting excellence in education on television nationwide.
As a mother, I always try to ensure my family has a great day, and it starts with Golden Penny Pasta. At work, it gives my husband the energy to be outstanding at what he does. For me, it gives me the vitality to face the challenges of the day. And when my kids do their thing, they're the star attraction. Let your family stand out from the crowd. Give them Golden Penny Pasta. Golden Penny Pasta, my family's choice.
With the aim of developing the education sector in Lagos State, the state's Ministry of Education organized its third Education Summit with the theme Qualitative Education in Lagos State, Raising the Standard. The two-day event had in attendance the Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babatunde Fashola, the former Minister of Education in Nigeria, Dr. Obiageli Ezekwesili, the Commissioner for Education in Lagos State, Mrs. Olayinka Oladunjoye, and other stakeholders in the education sector. In her address of welcome, the Commissioner for Education stated that the Lagos State government has generated a lot of ideas through the Education Summit and also emphasized on the theme for this year's event.
The theme we have chosen this year is a simple one. We deliberately refrained from the use of unnecessary ambiguities and technicalities, taking things to the basics and putting the direction of our deliberations in succinct perspectives. And in clear terms, the primary focus on the main theme at hand today, which is qualitative education in Lagos State, raising the standard. Despite the fact, therefore, that we have come a long way in the education system in Lagos State, we cannot even begin to suggest or indeed think that we have arrived. This will be tantamount to dwelling in comfortable relish, as we still have a long way to go.
On her part, the former Minister of Education in Nigeria, Dr. Obiageli Ezekwesili, in a keynote address, spoke on the need for every government to ensure that everyone, irrespective of the financial status, have access to education, which is the bedrock of every society.
It is going to take education to bring back the spirit of sacrifice. We need sacrifice. If you give yourself any rest, it will not be fair to the poor. You must give yourselves no rest until your efforts lead to the raising of standards and learning outcomes in a way that helps every poor child born in a poor home, like I was 50 years ago in your city, is offered the same great opportunity that has lifted me and you out of poverty, giving us the opportunity to sacrifice. Thank you.
The Lagos State Governor, Governor Babatunde Fashola, stated the importance of the Education Summit and also charged everyone in the education sector to contribute their own quota towards the development of education in Lagos State.
My job here is first to identify with some of the things she said, and to give the credit, and this is important, to give the credit for all of the milestones that we have achieved to the people who earned it, our teachers and our public administrators of our schools. But we owe a duty to provide equal, if not better, education in the public sector for those who do not have that choice. And at that meeting, I told them that yes, we have built the schools now. The classrooms are getting better. But classrooms will not teach. Beautiful schools will not teach. It is committed, passionate, and well-trained leaders who will. And this summit has now been appropriately convened because we hope that by listening to all of you who will participate, you will take us towards our next goal, which is to double what we have achieved before I leave office. And hopefully by that time, we should be speaking about a minimum of 70% pass across our schools. Now, don't pray. This is not time for prayer. We'll go and pray on Sunday and on Friday. This is time for hard work. And we've had opening prayer. So, our quest is not defined by boundary. We want to see everything that has worked anywhere. So, this time around, I believe that the responsibility now lies with the teachers. We are gradually decentralizing the control of the ministry and putting the authority back into the classrooms and into the schools. And giving the parents also a responsibility that they cannot abdicate.
Some of the guests who graced the first day of the event spoke on how to move education forward in Nigeria.
So Lagos State, for example, by emphasizing the leadership of the teacher in the classroom, changed the accountability relationship. By emphasizing performance based on resources, they provided an incentive for people to perform. By emphasizing the necessity for learning outcomes, people knew the targets they were expected to deliver. By ensuring that resources went directly to the schools, cutting off the bureaucratic hurdles, they ensured that the necessary investment for the learning environment were being made.
The summit's technical session began and there 6 sub-themes were covered, which included teaching and learning for improved outcomes, curriculum development and assessment, closing the gap for enhanced learning, school infrastructure for the 21st century, modern trends in quality assurance for improved schools, technology in schools and innovative strategies for improved school management. Each sub-theme was taken by a lead speaker.
Technology, sometimes people look at it as a substitute. Technology is not a substitute. Technology is an enabler. And the great examples of technology are when technology complements the role of the teacher and complements the roles of the administrators. There still is, no matter which way you look at it, no question that an inspirational teacher has a far bigger influence on the quality of education and the life of students than any computer or any digital game or anything else that actually do.
We need to encourage more and more problem-solving platforms, problem-solving exercise for these students, these children that we go. It is important for us that we give them real-life examples. If we relate a concept to an actual life example or what we see in our everyday life, they will understand it faster and they will retain it even for a longer time because they are seeing that every day in their life as they go forward.
Soft skills is how to manage children, is how to look after them, because after school environment is not teaching in the classical sense. The exercise you're seeing, for example, behind me, what we do is first we get the teachers to walk the children through a minefield. The minefields are just pure water on the floor. If you step on one, you get minus. If you step on one. So they have to tell you turn right, turn left, turn middle, and so on, because you're blindfolded until the child gets to the end. Anybody want to guess the success rate when the teachers are instructing the children? 80. About 85% of the children walk through without stepping. Okay. That's cool. We then reverse it. So we now blindfold the teachers and tell the children to talk the teachers through. What do you think? Exactly, 15 to 20%. That is to show the teachers, okay, that they are not used, okay, to taking instructions from children.
After the technical sessions, participants also took turns to ask questions.
You raised the issue about cyberphobia, how we counter cyberphobia. Of all the challenges that we face here in Nigeria, from internet penetration that is low to the issue of cyberphobia, I think cyberphobia is the biggest. Where the teachers are not able to adequately provide digital culture, it becomes a massive challenge to impart knowledge on these students. I want you to share with us, if possible, the Indian experience and the strategies adopted to counter cyberphobia.
Now we address that in 3 ways. One is the technology that we use. We use a very simple technology like the one at here, which is actually an in-house technology by our organization. Patented technology developed by IIT Mumbai in India. So we use it as a simple computer, projector, everything combined into one. With a wireless keyboard and mouse, so it does away with the complexity that a teacher faces in a traditional IT classroom, from combining various wires to a laptop, to a projector, and then switching on to that mode. And if that mode does not work, the teacher does not know what to do.
High point of the event included the Group 1 to 6 feedback session, presentation of the summit's communique, and the exhibition of educational instruction materials. Some stakeholders in the education sector also spoke to Education Report on TV on the success of the summit and how to take education to greater heights in Lagos State.
We are sharing experiences from other jurisdictions. Education has issues all over the world. The truth of the matter is there are schools in the state of New York that it doesn't meet the standard that they set for themselves. We cannot keep complaining. How do we move things a bit higher? And that's the challenge. So the only way is up, and you can see the communique is out there. What are the few things that we must do in the next 2 years to actually engage ICT in our education?
The summit is aimed at looking at education in totality. First of all, we want to see how our teachers are doing. We've done an evaluation and see ways and means by which you can improve their capacity. Secondly, we want to see our classroom itself. Do we have enough instructional materials? Are the materials we have, are they okay for the students? We're looking at education from primary to tertiary institutions. So it's a total evaluation that we're doing.